4-1 Princeton, 5-0 Greater Beckley. And we welcome you to the Raleigh County Convention Center as the Battle of the Armory being presented by Little General Stores. And we think we have a great game here. Game number 2 of 4 games here this afternoon and tonight. It's Princeton 4-1 taking on Greater Beckley 5-0. And Eric, if this game is anything like the one we had before where Elkins beat Wyoming East 66-63, we think we're in for a very entertaining game.
Yeah, this was going to be a very entertaining game as well. Look for both teams to get up and down. Good guard play on both ends, both sides, and I think this game will be decided by the bigs from either side.
Yeah, so as we mentioned on top, Greater Beckley undefeated 5-0, and Princeton's only lost to a very good Bluefield team.
Yeah, and Bluefield team, you've had a chance to call a game with Bluefield, and we know how they get up and down the floor, and that's a county rival, so they always go at it, but look for Greater Beckley to get really tested by this Princeton Tiger team today.
Yeah, Greater Beckley beat a very good Elkins team yesterday, 81-68, and that game was much closer than the score indicated. Greater Beckley able to pull away late, and for Princeton, they were in a battle with Wyoming East and able to hold on and win that 63-58.
Yeah, and both teams battled, so they're battle tested, and I look for this one to go down to the wire as well. Whoever probably can handle the not turning the ball over late and making free throws will probably win the game.
So, you're looking at Greater Beckley. They are the power, and maybe I think you would say, Eric, I think you would agree with me right now. And I know you don't give trophies out here at the end of the year going into January, but right now in single A, Greater Beckley's probably the team to beat.
Yeah, they're the team that everybody's looking up at right now, at the top. And a lot of basketball to be played, but right now at this juncture in the season, they have to like their chances.
And Princeton is a 4A team, and Princeton, of course, they still have to deal with Beckley. And even though Beckley came up short last night, Beckley's not going anywhere, and that'll still be a battle when Princeton, Beckley, Greenbrier, Sanoke, that's still a very tough section. And then Princeton also in a very tough region. Yeah,
very tough region. And as you said, they have to deal with their nemesis in Beckley, and they've had some good teams over the last several years, and probably were a favorite a couple years, maybe 2 years ago, to win the section and fell short against Beckley. So look for them to try to get that ship righted and be ready for the end of February.
And, Eric, I think you could even say that about last year. Princeton had beat Beckley a couple times last year, but Beckley beat him in the tournament when it counted.
Yeah, on the road as well. And then Princeton had everything set out in front of them, and Beckley was able to go down and get a big sectional title win against them.
So I think we're in for a very intriguing, very entertaining matchup. We'll take our first pregame break. We'll come back and get you ready for the game here at the top of the hour. Tips at 4 o'clock. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Battle from the Armory. This is the Pepsi division here on Video Productions.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
This one's for every sports fan who just spent the entire game explaining to someone the entire game. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, Dave Barksdale Court. with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, Andrew Boland producing and directing here this afternoon. And also the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, is on camera. And Eric, we've already had one game, as we mentioned, in the books. This is the middle game. 2 more to follow this in the Burger King division. But this is the championship round of the Pepsi division. And as we mentioned in our first segment, Greater Beckley beat a very good Elkins team yesterday to get here, and Princeton held off a very good Wyoming East team to get here.
Yeah, that was, as we saw, both of those opponents they knocked off were going to be solid teams down the stretch in high school basketball here in West Virginia. And I'm really excited about this contest. I'm anxious to see how both of these guards, guard play from both sides match up.
And not only that, I think the bigs match up because, Greater Beckley's got a couple of bigs and also Princeton, and I think that they'll match up, as you mentioned, from the guard play, but also I think down low in the post will match up evenly as well.
You're exactly right. I think they're 2 evenly matched size-wise, physicality-wise, and I'm just anxious to see who's able to pull this victory out.
Well, Princeton has already made their way back into the locker room, and Greater Beckley continues to warm up, and we'll go ahead and take another pre-game break, and we're about 10 minutes away from getting the game started here at the top of the hour, as this is the championship round of the Little General Battle for the Armory, the Pepsi division, and you're watching it streaming live here on Video Productions.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself. You deserve it.
Hey, my name is Joseph, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A nuggets is they're so good every single time. You bite into that nugget, and it's just so crispy, but somehow juicy, that perfect balance. And then if you just grab a couple sauces, you're going to be in heaven.
Hey, I'm Chambray, and a little thing I love about Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese is how rich and cheesy it is. I just scoop the crispy top, and it's so good. It's so homey. It's like, wow, thank you. I needed that.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Welcome back to Beckley here at the Raleigh County Convention Center on Dave Barksdale Court with Eric Thomas. I'm Maris Lowry, and Eric, seems like Princeton want to get their final instructions maybe on the chalkboard. Why? For Greater Beckley, they want to stay out on the court and continue warming up.
Yeah, different coaches do it a little different. I guess Greater Beckley wanted to get some more shots up, get a little more lathered up, and work on a few things on the court. As is Princeton doing a little on the whiteboard. They're not a chalkboard anymore, Maris. Chalkboards are obsolete.
Well, that's chalkboard back in my day 100 years ago, right?
Yes.
But, Greater Beckley is going to get Miko Robinson. He didn't play yesterday, but will be available today for Greater Beckley, and that just gives them another guard. They already got a sensational guard tandem between Caden Smallwood at 17 points a game and also Hendrick Wilson.
Yeah, both of those guys are multi-talented kids. They can shoot the three. And Smallwood and Wilson, they can get to the rim, and they really run the offense really well, and they don't turn it over a lot.
And I mentioned the bigs. Of course, Princeton's got a couple of kids, 6'4", Jonathan Wellman, 6'4", and also Grant Cochran. And when you look over at Greater Beckley, they've got a couple of good-sized kids, too, and 6'7", Sherlock Padmore. And also they've got another young man, and I'll find him here on my roster here in just a second.
is it Sean Kajo?
Kajo.
Kajo.
Kajo
Yes.
is 6'5", so you got Padmore 6'7" and Kajo 6'5".
Yes, and I mean, when you talk about Sherlock Padmore, he was able to get a double-double yesterday, 10 points and 12 rebounds. So he did a lot of good work down low for Greater Beckley.
We'll take our final pregame break, come back and get you ready for the opening tip as you're watching live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
Welcome to Allstate.
And if I have to do Beckley Auto Mall keys to the game, we can do it on the fly if I have to.
Yeah.
And we welcome you back to the...
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia.
And we welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, Dave Bardsdale Court. We're moments away from getting the game started. This is the PEPSI Division Championship game of this little general battle for the Armory. Princeton will be the visiting team wearing the black uniforms, trimmed in royal blue, and Greater Beckley the home team. And Eric will take a look at the starters for Princeton. The point guard, Devon Edwards, and of course Chase Hancock, Grant Cochran, Christopher Joyce, and Jonathan Wellman for the Tigers.
Yeah, and yesterday Christopher Joyce did a great job of scoring late. Had a couple of nice drives to kind of ice the game for the Princeton Tigers.
So there is Princeton's starting lineup. They're being introduced to the crowd by the PA announcer. And as you can see there on the screen, and now we'll be ready for the Greater Beckley lineup.
Yeah, the Greater Beckley, they will go with Kendrick Wilson.
So it'll be Kendrick Wilson.
Caden Smallwood.
Sherlock Padmore. That is Sean Cadreau and John Rose. So we're moments away from getting the game started as we're ready for Greater Beckley against Princeton. And there was one of the coaches of Greater Beckley, and right in the middle of the broadcast, I really don't know what he wanted. I couldn't hear a word he said, but I guess whatever it is, we'll just have to get on past it.
Yes, he was stating what we already
Something we already knew.
Something we already knew. So Captain Obvious.
All right. So anyway, well, we got a minute real quickly, Eric. Your Beckley Auto Mall keys to the first half.
Well, the keys of the game for the Princeton Tigers, the visiting team on the scoreboard, you need to control the guard play from Greater Beckley. Try to contest some shots, get some turnovers, and get out and maybe establish your bigs. For Greater Beckley, Mears, just do what you do. And those guards probably need to take over this game and establish and assert themselves early.
Once again, the keys to the first half brought to you by Beckley Auto Mall. Go see Beckley Auto Mall and get the keys to the vehicle that best fits your budget. We're ready to go. So it'll be in the center circle will be Wellman jumping for Princeton, jumping against Padmore for Greater Beckley, and Princeton will control the tip. So Princeton will have the first opportunity. They go to the basket to my left. And here's a pass over here to Chase Hancock. Now Hancock gets the ball down to the low post with the pass to Cochran. Hancock going on the baseline into the corner. Back to Cochran, head of the lane. Edwards takes it back out. Here's Hancock on the drive, trying to get to the rim, up under the basket. Here's Edwards with the pass over to Joyce. As Eric stated in their pregame, Joyce played really well yesterday. Good defense by Greater Beckley. Eric, looks like that right now Princeton has not found a driving lane. And here's a shot from the right side. It's going to be short, but there's an offensive rebound and put back by Wellman. He stays with it. He missed the first one, but he hangs right in there and he gets it done.
Yeah, get good work on the board by Wellman right there to give Princeton Tigers the early lead.
So here's Wilson with it. Wilson over to Smallwood. Smallwood, the team's leading scorer at 17 a game. John Rose played really good yesterday as well. He's in there. Pass over to Wilson. Looks like Princeton's going to play man-to-man. Smallwood with it, comes around. Jump shot from the right side. Long rebound, and they hustle for the ball in the corner. It's going to be out of bounds to, I think it's going to stay with Greater Beckley.
Yeah, and once again, the refs are already letting them play. A lot of contact on that, so that's what they've been doing. This is tournament-type atmosphere, so letting the kids decide it.
That's right, and players have to, they have to adjust to it. They have to play through the contact. So here's Wilson with it, getting to the rim, puts up the shot, no good. They fight for the rebound. It's bounced around once, twice, and now we got our first foul of the game, and it's going to be against Greater Beckley.
It looks like Sherlock Padmore is going to be whistled one, and that's the one guy they can't afford to lose early to foul trouble.
Yeah, Sherlock Padmore, 6'7" junior, coming in averaging 12 a game. So Greater Beckley is going to extend the pressure and go full court. And I think it's hard to press Devon Edwards. I think he's a really good quick guard.
Yeah, he does a good job of running the offense. Good little point guard, makes all the right plays.
Here's Joyce. Now they pass the ball here to Hancock. Hancock loses the ball as he makes his way to the basket. It'll be a turnover over to Greater Beckley.
Yeah. And right now, both teams seem to be a little tight early on.
Yeah, almost 2 minutes into the game, and it seems like trying to maybe fill each other out here in the early going.
Filling out stage is exactly right.
So here's Greater Beckley with it. Smallwood with it now. Smallwood comes off the screen, whips the ball inside. Here's a short shot in the lane. It's no good by Padmore. Fight for the rebound. It'll be out of bounds to Princeton.
Yeah, Padmore has a lot of contact. You have to be strong with the basketball in the middle against the Princeton Tigers.
And as you said, and correctly so, and we saw it yesterday in the first game and now the first 2 minutes into this game, you got to be strong with the ball because, you're not getting no cheap foul. There's a lot of contact. You got to play through the contact.
Yeah, they're not going to call what they call the ticky-tack fouls, that's for sure.
Yeah. This is like the playground. You don't get them ticky-tack fouls. Long rebound on the miss by Joyce, comes back out to Princeton. And here's Hancock driving to the basket, puts up the shot. A lot of contact there, no whistle, which I think is a good non-call. And they fight for the loose ball on the rebound. And when I say fight, really a scramble, not really actually a fight.
Yeah, that will be possession to Greater Beckley as Princeton won the tip.
So the arrow is in Greater Beckley's favor. And even though we've had action, Greater Beckley yet to score, and we played, more than 2 minutes. So here's Smallwood bringing it across the timeline. Smallwood hands the ball over to Wilson. Wilson on the right side. Wilson gets the ball in the corner. Here's a three up on its way. No good. Rose gets the rebound, puts a shot up, and it's rejected. But Padmore able to keep it alive for Greater Beckley.
John Rose is what we referred to yesterday as a Swiss Army knife for Greater Beckley. He does all. He's a stat filler. Rebounds, shoots the three well, and plays great defense.
Right now, it seems like this game's not getting off to maybe the flow that we thought it would. Here's a 16-footer on the left elbow put up by Greater Beckley. No good. There's the offensive rebound by Padmore. He puts the shot up, and it's no good, and it's cleared by Chase Hancock of Princeton. Here's Princeton in the open floor, 2-on-1. They get the layup out of it. Nice finish by Joyce right of the lane.
Christopher Joyce from a nice feed for Devon Edwards.
And back the other way, there's a lot of contact, and that is a foul.
Yeah, they're going to whistle that on Chase Hancock as we check this instant replay here. It's Chick-fil-A instant replay. Devon Edwards does a good job of drawing the defense. Bounce pass to Joyce as he finishes with the layup.
Yeah, that was a beautiful executed layup and proper spacing and to get that easy hoop. Speaking of easy hoop, here's a pass inside. Padmore able to catch, shoot, and score to get Greater Beckley on the board.
Yeah, going to run out for Princeton, though, as they get it out quick. And
there's a foul.
Call a foul on the shot.
Cochran went hard to the basket right of the lane.
Yeah, they're going to get that on Cajo there. It'll be his first personal. Princeton was able to get it out right after they scored.
And, Eric, you got someone with filming or a camera person right under the basket, maybe there for the free throws, because I don't think you want to be there when you got action coming to the basket where the young lady is sitting right under the basket.
Yeah, that's not a good spot.
No, that's not a good place to be, as the free throw by Cochran is in and out, no good. So Grant Cochran, a 6'4" junior, he missed the first, and he will get, here's the second shot, the back end of the two-shot opportunity. Cochran set, ready. Free throw on its way, and he missed them both. And a foul. What you don't want to do after missing two free throws is go over the back as Joyce did there.
Yeah, went over the back. No way he was going to secure that rebound. Just leave that. That's one of the cheap ones you pick up you'll regret later in the game.
Well, that's right, because, to me, when I played, I had 5 hard fouls to give.
You
Clean
don't want to
but
waste,
hard. You don't want
right.
to waste cheapies, right. Nice give-and-go back door for Greater Beckley, but they weren't able to finish it at the rim. As they were fortunate, really, they didn't turn it over. Here's a skip pass into the corner. 3 ball up, by Goudreau, and it's short, but Greater Beckley keeps the rebound alive.
And John Rose gets his second rebound of the night.
And here's a run out. Layup, right of lane, little scoop shot up and in by Edwards.
Nice play by Edwards to go behind the back there in traffic and scoop it up and score.
Devon Edwards able to get the bucket. Like I said, for just to start this game, Eric, we're halfway through the first quarter. Greater Beckley looks a little flat to me. Good take to the basket. It's no good. The follow is good in the hoop and the harm as Padmore finishes up the miss that time, and he'll draw the foul and get to the line.
And that's Padmore's fourth rebound of the game already, and he'll go to the line with 4 points to try to polish off the 3-point play.
This should be elementary, my dear. You know how to get that in for Sherlock Padmore. And the free throw is not elementary, but Cajo cleans it up and puts it back up and in. Greater Beckley will extend the pressure, and like I said, it is hard, I think, to put full court pressure on Edwards. Devon Edwards, a quick, cagey guard for Princeton. Here's Joyce with it now. Joyce to the head of the lane. They cut him off. He backs it back out. Now Edwards with it. Edwards being defended now by Wilson, and it's going to be legal screen, and that's the second foul on Chase Hancock.
Yeah, Chase Hancock picks one up at the top of the key right there. Leaned in a little bit, and that is a correct call on that play.
So like I said, that's his second personal foul, team's fourth. And Greater Beckley with an opportunity to take their first lead of the game.
Yeah, looked like Princeton may need to dip in their bench early in this first quarter.
So here's Wilson getting the ball over to Padmore. Padmore way out high, now to Cajo. They go over to Rose. He'll launch a 3 from the left side. It's going to be short, and Princeton comes out of there with it with Joyce. And Joyce throws it, and here's Princeton, got numbers. They get the ball to Edwards. He'll launch a 3 from the left side. It's no good. Offensive rebound, put back once. No good. As Cochran missed the short bunny, and back the other way comes Greater Beckley with a chance to get their first lead. Here's Rose putting it on the deck. Throw the ball back out. Here's Cajo launching up a 3. No good. And the long rebound comes out to Princeton. I'm not sure that Greater Beckley want Cajo shooting that 3. Nice take to the basket. Couldn't finish. And that was a good hard take by Wellman.
Cajo's able to secure his 6th rebound already in this first quarter.
Here's Smallwood for 3 on the left side. It's short. Wilson gets the rebound, puts up the shot, and he can't get it to go. Offensive bound, Princeton doing a good job. They had 3 shots, and they couldn't make any of them, and Princeton comes out of there with the rebound with Wellman.
Greater Beckley right now is doing a great job. They already have 13 rebounds to 9, so they're winning that battle.
Yeah, both teams are struggling. Princeton just 3 of 10 from the floor. As here's Joyce, makes his move to the basket, a little scoop shot left of the lane, and Princeton back in front. Back the other way comes Greater Beckley. Greater Beckley yet to lead in this game. Here's Wilson. He wants a pick. They throw the ball down low. Now here's a shot left of the lane. It's rejected. Nice defensive play by Princeton. Here's Edwards in the open floor. A little scoop layup, and he scores.
Yeah, that is a little jitterbug right there by Devon Edwards. I like his game.
Yeah, he's very quick. He's just 5'6" and a junior, but, man, he can get up and down the floor. And here's Cajo with it way out high. They give the ball over to Wilson. Wilson between the circles. Now looks like Padmore might come out and set a pick. They get to Cajo at the left elbow. They try to want to set a ball screen, and they do. And try to get into the lane. Throw the ball back out over to Cajo. Cajo will drive to the basket, and there's going to be a blocking foul.
Yes.
And, here you got the big fella, Cajo. He's 6'5", making his way to the basket, and he's fouled by just 5'6", Devon Edwards.
Yeah, right now, the only thing that the Princeton game plan is not doing, they're creating too many fouls defensively, but they're doing a good job right now taking Smallwood and Wilson out of the game because they have yet to score.
And the ball comes into Rose, and he can't handle it, but Wilson able to run it down. Here's a ball screen out by Padmore. Wilson gets to the line, 15-footer, knocks it down. That was a nice play with the screen, and Wilson able to hit the 15-footer.
Wow, what a play securing that pass out of bounds.
Wellman with a beautiful spin move and a finish with the left hand.
Good-looking move by Wellman.
That was a big-time move right there. Nice soft touch at the rim. Wilson with it, off the dribble, gets to the paint, puts up the short shot, no good, a little too strong. And Joyce clears the rebound for Princeton, and they knock it out of bounds. It'll stay with the Tigers.
Let's check out the spin move here on this instant replay as Jonathan Wellman gets it at the key, beats his man with the spin move, finishes with the left, great looking play.
It was, and had that nice soft touch to get the hoop. So here's Princeton. Let's see if they'll hold it for the last shot. Most teams don't. As we get to the 35-second mark of the first quarter, there's a nice feed, and Wellman able to score again in the lane.
Good penetration by Edwards and Dish to find Wellman for the easy two.
Yeah, Wellman's got a real nice soft touch and able to finish on those short shots in the paint. So it might be last shot time here for the opening quarter for Greater Beckley, and looks like they will take the last shot as we go under 15 seconds. Smallwood has it, but this has not been a good quarter for Greater Beckley, and Princeton's got a lot to do with that, as here is Smallwood off the drive, puts up the shot. He'll draw the foul with 4 seconds left in the quarter.
Yeah, he went into his offensive tool bucket right there to beat Christopher Joyce, and that will be his second right now. And right now the fouls are starting to pile up for Princeton as they have Chase Hancock and Joyce, 2 starters with 2 personal fouls each.
Yeah, and 16 fouls, as there'll be a 2-shot opportunity for Smallwood. And the free throw is good.
And if you're Greater Beckley, you're down 14 to 10 possibly in this quarter, and your big gun Caden Smallwood has only scored 2 points. You might like your chances.
So Cameron Hurt will check into the lineup for Princeton. Also Carmichael into the scheme of things for Greater Beckley for this final 4.1 second. But Greater Beckley has really struggled from the floor. They've only made 1 of their last 8 field goal attempts. As here's Smallwood shooting the second shot. It's good. He made them both. Princeton will have 4 seconds here before the end of the quarter, last shot time, and there's a foul. And if you're Greater Beckley, you definitely didn't want to commit a foul with only 1.7 when a guy's on the other side of half court.
Yeah, that's not a very cerebral play there.
No.
And that has to get at Greater Beckley's Coach Arvon right there. You picked up your 3rd foul of the quarter as a team, and that's not necessary to do that for it with.
So Miko Robinson will check in with 1.7 left in the quarter. Still plenty of time for Princeton to get the ball in and get a look, as they have to go 3/4 of the way, as Edwards to put it in play. And they do pass the ball into the front court. And we got a foul with 0.4. So here in the last under 2 seconds, Eric, 2 fouls been committed by Greater Beckley, something you definitely don't want to do.
Yeah, and you know what? And they were exactly 2 fouls.
So it'll be side out.
You got a chance to get something going towards the bucket off.
Count if it goes. It doesn't go, and that's how the quarter ends. At the end of 1, your score is Princeton 14, Greater Beckley 10. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Battle for the Armory, the Pepsi Divisional Championship, right here on Video Productions.
This one's for everyone who spends the amount of time it would take to watch a movie, agreeing on which movie to watch. You've compromised enough. Pepsi Zero Sugar.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us. New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton. Or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us. New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Sandwiches, better with Pepsi.
We welcome you back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. And Eric, in that first quarter, Greater Beckley really struggled. They shot 4 of 20 from the floor, and they made only 1 of their last 8 field goal attempts.
Yeah, and that's not atypical of them. They need to get their shooters going if they want to have a chance to win this game.
So here's Princeton with the first possession of the second quarter. A floater in the lane by Joyce. That was a nice play. Here's back the other way. 3 ball for Greater Beckley. Dialing up from downtown is Smallwood, rings the bell from 3. Here's the ball knocked back in the backcourt. And here's Princeton. Edwards goes back and gets it. And they'll reset the offense, will Princeton. Ball goes over there on the far side to Cochran. Cochran on the dribble. Now gives the ball over to Joyce. Christopher Joyce on the drive. Back to Cochran. To Wellman. Wellman spots up, 16-footer left side, no good. And coming up the rebound is Wilson. Kendrick Wilson brings it up. Finds Smallwood. Smallwood on the right wing. They get the ball down low. Here's a short shot, and it's too strong that time by Carmichael. And coming out of there with the rebound is Princeton. Minute gone by here in the second quarter.
Let's see if Princeton wants to run a little offense. Maybe try to get it down to Jonathan Wellman. He's done a great job down low for him.
Here's Joyce over to Chase Hancock. Hancock off a screen, gets to the lane, lost the ball. They battled for it. Princeton able to keep it. Wellman spots up, and he misses everything. But on the follow-up, there's Joyce for the putback.
I would be remiss not to say I don't think that's his shot right there in Wellman.
Yeah, he missed that one bad, didn't he? Here's Greater Beckley right down the lane with the Euro step. Yeah. No, one step too many. Euro plus one.
Travel.
Yeah. Euro plus one, and the big fella, Padmore, turns it over. And, yes, that was Sherlock Padmore with the turnover, and that was elementary, my dear. So here comes the Princeton with it. Here come the Tigers on the attack. Here's Joyce over to Edwards. 3-ball right side. It's going to be a little short. There's Wellman. And keeps the possession alive with the offensive rebound. Hancock goes to the basket, and he'll draw the foul. Looked like a pretty clean block by Padmore, but they're going to get him on the foul.
And that'll be Padmore's that'll be his second one. Yeah.
So the fouls are starting to mount up on both teams. That'll be the 15th foul in Greater Beckley. And for Princeton, that'll get Chase Hancock to the line. And the free throw is no good. He'll have another one coming. So Padmore will check out, and Cajo will check in for him. So here's Hancock to shoot the back end of the two-shot opportunity. Second free throw on its way, in and out and back in again.
Princeton was able to extend their lead to 19-13 here.
Yep, this is the largest lead of the game, or equals the largest lead of the game at 6. Here's a three from the right side. Good. Rattling it home is Kendrick Wilson. That was a good-looking shot.
Good-looking release, good-looking rotation.
Here's Edwards in the front court for Princeton. Yo-yo the ball up and down. Into the game for Princeton is Nicholas Fleming. He played well for them yesterday in their win over Wyoming East. Here's a turnover. Back the other way, Cajo. And Cajo gets it to Rose. Rose now lobs it over to Smallwood. Smallwood down the baseline, takes it back out, and they'll reset the offense. So you can tell that definitely the intensity and the pace of the second quarter a little better than what it was in the first quarter.
Yeah, definitely. Both teams have settled in, and as we're going to get Princeton on the reach here. Let's look at the Chick-fil-A instant replay here on the three by Wilson. Great catch and shoot.
And on that last foul, that's free throw time because Princeton is over the limit. As Hurt will check into the lineup. So as you stated earlier, Eric, the fouls have mounted up. And for Chase Hancock, that's his third. He's probably done for the half with 5:31 left in it.
And that's going to you need your bench players to really step up. As you spoke upon earlier, Nicholas Fleming gave him great Princeton great minutes off the bench yesterday. So let's see if he can fill the void of Chase Hancock being on the bench.
Smallwood, he makes the first, he gets the bonus, and he makes that. Greater Beckley has cut the lead to 1. And here's Joyce with it in the front court. But so far, this game has gone the way we thought. Nip and tuck. Here's a nice floater right of the lane off the glass, and it wouldn't stay down for Joyce. Here's Greater Beckley with an opportunity to get the lead. Rose with the pass to Smallwood into the far corner. Smallwood didn't like the opportunity and will reset the offense.
Good job of showing some patience right here.
Put it on the deck, get the ball to Cajo. Cajo gets into the lane, puts up a little runner. It's no good, and he definitely fouled over the back, and that's the 6th foul. And that's just like a real frustration foul on the miss by Cajo, the 6'5" senior for Greater Beckley.
And that will be his second foul. Yeah, the team totals are really starting to mount and to key players.
And, Eric, I think whichever bench is the longest might be the team that's going to benefit because, as you mentioned, the fouls are really mounting up in this game. Both teams will be over the limit here for the final 5 minutes of the half. Here's Wellman with it. Wellman gets to the rim, turn around, got it, a little kiss off the glass.
He showed a little old-school Larry Bird patience right there as he backed the smaller defender down and kissed it off the glass.
Yeah, nice touch off the window. Here is Greater Beckley with it. Out high, Smallwood shaking and baking. Pull up, 17-footer, back iron no good, and the rebound comes out to Hurt. Hurt has it, now gets the ball to Joyce. Here comes Princeton. Over to Fleming, open three left side, back iron no good. Rose clears the rebound for Greater Beckley. Here's Greater Beckley on the move. Rose had it and he lost it, but it'll stay with Greater Beckley.
Yeah, and a good job by Hurt for Princeton as he's been inserted in the game. A little back tap, not giving up on defense, and almost created a turnover there for the Tigers.
So Miko Robinson puts it in play, gets it to Carmichael. Zell Carmichael with it, put it on the deck, trying to get to the rim, and he turned it over.
Yeah, I knew that was going to be a carry.
So on the turnover, the ball goes back to Princeton. Greater Beckley will extend their pressure as Princeton will inbound. They'll get the ball to Joyce. Joyce shaking and baking as he crosses the midcourt stripe. Passes the ball down low to Wellman, and perhaps Carmichael got away maybe with the foul there as Joyce attacks the rim, doesn't get it to go. There's Wellman to clean it up.
Wellman has done a great job on the boards as that's a turnover. He went out of bounds. Beckley didn't take the ball out of bounds. That happens a lot. We watch a lot of basketball, and that happens more times than not.
And I'm glad that they cleaned it up because it happens a lot in the NBA and even more frequently in college, as you mentioned. Here's getting the ball in to Joyce.
And Jonathan Wellman, I might go back down low to him.
They're going to set a high ball screen. Ball screen is set that time for Eddie Washington. He played well yesterday as he gets to the rim, put it up, count if it goes. It goes, and he draws the foul.
The hoop and the harm, and we definitely have to get the replay on this one, Maris.
Nice play by Eddie Washington.
Yeah, Eddie Washington gets the ball, breaks the defender down, does a little spin move, and gets the kiss after the hit.
So Princeton trying to expand their lead as Greater Beckley hasn't had a field goal in 2.5 minutes. Washington trying to complete the three-point play. He can't, and the rebound comes out to Greater Beckley. And there's a foul. It's just a bad foul on Fleming. Will walk the length of the floor, and it'll be free throws.
And that's another one of those frustration fouls. And both teams have committed them. They both need to settle in and stop giving up easy trips to the free throw line.
Well, yeah, you don't want to give up points 75 feet away from the basket. That's like giving up an uncontested layup, especially when you're fouling good foul shooters and stepping to the line, as we know Wilson is a good free throw shooter.
Yeah, he's a good free throw shooter, and that's just giving them points and enable them to get back in the game without as he misses it.
Yeah, as soon as I say that, he missed it, and Carmichael had the rebound, and they take it from him. So back the other way comes Princeton with the ball and the lead. As we play the final 3.5 here in the opening half. This is the championship game of the PEPSI division and the battle for the Armory. Here is a turnover. Here comes Robinson. Robinson spins, loses the ball. Washington has it for Princeton. He spins. He loses the ball. It's loose, and we've got a timeout, a 30-second timeout. Didn't look like there was any possession there, Eric. And that's one of the rules that I don't think that the coach should be able to call a timeout from the bench, especially while they're still fighting for the loose ball.
Yeah, I don't see it was no possession there. Both teams were scrambling for the loose ball, but nevertheless, he was granted the timeout. And it was a little frenetic pace right there, and both teams need to settle down because the fouls are mounting and the turnovers are starting to mount.
Yeah, it's been not that well played a game. You look at Princeton, they're 12 of 26 from the floor. They're 0 of 5 from downtown and just 1 of 5 at the free throw line. And on the flip side, Eric, look at Greater Beckley, 6 of 25 from the floor, 2 of 6 from downtown. They are 5 of 6 at the line, but in 3 minutes, no field goals by Greater Beckley.
And that 6 for 25 equals out to 24%. You're not going to win many games with that kind of shooting.
Yeah, I don't care how good a defense you play. At some point, you have to put the ball in the basket.
Exactly.
So out of the timeout, Princeton will have it. Inbound to our right. They get the ball into Washington. Rose applies the pressure. And Washington will get it across midcourt. Hurd into the game as well. Washington has it. We'll get the ball over to Joyce. Joyce has the ball stolen away. Nice defensive play that time by Wilson. Robinson. Robinson goes to the basket, puts up the shot, no good. Fight for the rebound. Rose has it, puts up the short shot. Carmichael skies up. He can't get it to go. Battle for the rebound. Greater Beckley had 3 or 4 good looks in there, and he couldn't get it to go. Here's a run out. Wellman, one step, slams
it home. Good outlet, good rebound by Hurt right there to ignite the break for Princeton.
This 9-point lead, largest of the game. Here's Smallwood with it between the circles. Smallwood on the dribble. And Smallwood takes it to the basket, puts up the shot. It's rejected, and there'll be a foul, and Smallwood will get to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, and while we have a chance, we're going to take this little general instant replay that says it for itself. Wellman flushes it home, but great outlet pass by the Princeton Tigers.
So a couple of free throws coming. Greater Beckley has no field goals in the last 3:48 of the game, and it will be Smallwood at the line. And now I'm not sure what we got going on. Maybe Greater Beckley had one too many guys on the free throw line. Or not the free throw line, but actually on the lane line.
Yeah, on the block.
Yeah.
There was a vacancy there, but only Princeton can fill it.
Right. And the free throw is on its way, and it is good by Smallwood.
Caden Smallwood is 1 of 5 from the floor and 1 of 2 from the free throw line. So not a typical shooting game for him.
Yeah, as we mentioned, Greater Beckley has struggled from the floor. They are just 6 of 28. And here's the next free throw, in and out, no good. And there's a rebound by Princeton. Here comes Princeton. Joyce in the open floor with a pass into the corner to Hurt. He'll launch a three right side. It's short. The long rebound comes out. Joyce hustles out there for Princeton. Down the lane, tacks the rim, contact. It's a blocking foul and a nice hard take to the basket by Christopher Joyce.
And Zell Carmichael will pick up the foul, and it'll be 2 free throws for the Princeton Tigers.
So it'll be a couple shots for Christopher Joyce. First free throw is no good, and boy, we've seen Princeton really struggle at the free throw line now, just 1 of 6.
Yeah, 1 of 6, and they've had a chance to really extend this lead, and they're going to let Greater Beckley hang around, and Greater Beckley's not going to shoot cold like this the whole game.
You're right, extends the lead to 9. It could easily be a double-digit lead had they made their free throws. So here's Smallwood off a curl, 15-footer into the lane, back iron, needs a roll and got it. Smallwood able to score, and here comes Princeton's Joyce.
And Smallwood is now in double figures for the Crusaders.
With the ball now is Jarrett Watson for Princeton. Over to Joyce.
Looks like they're trying to get it down low to Wellman.
They
with
do.
A
Wellman
mismatch.
backing in, short shot off the glass. That's
Good
a nice play.
player. That is a nice offensive set, and go to the hot hand in Wellman.
Yeah, Wellman, a nice soft touch into the lane. Here's Carmichael. He goes up, puts up a wild-looking shot. There's an offensive rebound, and it goes.
And that'll be Kendrick Wilson for his 6th point of the game.
So here comes Princeton. Wellman into the front court. Wellman's a guy I think you want him attacking the rim, as he does, and lays it up and in.
Right on cue, partner. Good call. And he's feeling it right now. I'd keep feeding the hot hand.
Here's Greater Beckley. Here's a floater right of the lane, which is good by Wilson.
It's the Wilson-Wellman show right now.
So let's see if Princeton, with going under a minute, and I know I say this all the time, and I really age myself, but none of these teams really hold for the last shot when you get to 50 seconds. And here's a three. Good.
Hurt
bringing
it from
He
downtown.
puts a hurt on Greater Beckley with the 3 ball. Largest lead of the game at 10. Quickly back the other way. Smallwood able to finish. Back and forth we go. Now the final 30 seconds, and let's see if Princeton will hold it for the final shot of the half. Washington will take the ball out high. And they're going to take a timeout and draw up a play, Eric, for the final shot of the first half. But the first quarter, it was 14-10, the lead for Princeton, and the play wasn't as good as it has been in the second quarter. But the second quarter, the intensity and the pace of the game has really picked up.
Yeah, it's really picked up. Both teams, as you said, it was a filling out stage, I think, and both teams are in the groove and the flow of the game, and they're both playing it. Right now, Greater Beckley's definitely not shooting it as well, but they're hanging around, and Princeton's playing really good, but I think they need to keep feeding Wellman down low. He's been a load. Yeah,
Wellman 8 of 12 from the floor, and he's got 16 points. And on the flip side, it has been Smallwood. He's got 12 points. He's 3 of 7 from the floor, and he's 1 of 2 from downtown.
And you know, the big foul, the key foul of the game was when Padmore picked up a 170 feet from the basket, and they had to take him out, and Wellman's been able to take advantage of his height advantage against the rest of the Greater Beckley team.
So if you're Princeton, you definitely want to hold it for the final shot. You want to make sure, at worst, you go in with an 8-point lead, and at best, 10 or 11-point lead.
Yeah.
So here's Washington. He'll hold the ball. Washington on the move. He'll spin, trying to run the clock down under 10 before they make the move. Washington makes the move, and he got mugged in the lane. No whistle. The ball's turned over. Back the other way, a long pass to Greater Beckley out. Here's a lay-in, and it's rejected by Joyce, but Greater Beckley will have the ball with 4.3 seconds.
Yeah, way to get back, Christopher Joyce. A lot of contact on the Princeton
And when
shot.
I said mug, like I said, these officials have done a great job, but I think on a drive like that should have been a foul.
That was definitely a foul. Princeton or Greater Beckley got away with one, and on the other end, great hustle by Christopher Joyce to get back and make a defensive play.
And you and I, we just call the games. We have no rooting interest, but we thought that was definitely a foul that wasn't called, but we don't count the ones. I always say, you always got 150 officials in the building, but only 3 of them count.
Yeah, only 3 of them matter.
And there's 2 over here that don't count, you and I. Here's last shot time. Put up, it's too strong, and that's how the half is going to end. As that shot by Greater Beckley was put up that time by Michael Judy, and at the end of the first half, your score in this Pepsi Championship game in the Battle of the Armory is Princeton 35, Greater Beckley 27. We'll take a break, come back and recap. You're watching live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
Welcome to Allstate. You already paid for car insurance. Why not take your home along for the ride? Allstate. Here, better protection costs a whole lot less. You're in good hands with Allstate. Call a local agent or 1-800-ALLSTATE for a quote today.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your adventure.
Welcome back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, and at the break, it's an 8-point advantage for Princeton, leading Greater Beckley 35-27. And, Eric, it was 14-10 at the end of the first quarter, Princeton. They doubled their lead from a 4-point lead to an 8-point lead. In the second quarter, I think we had a lot more action, a lot more intensity, and the pace really changed for both teams.
Yeah, both teams, as we stated earlier, I thought it was going to be more up and down in the first quarter, and they pretty much, both teams slowed it down and was slow to get into their offensive flow.
And, Princeton has led from the get-go. Greater Beckley got the game tied at 6, and that was it. It has been Princeton with the lead the entire way, and they have an 8-point lead now at 35-27. We're going to go ahead and take a halftime break. When we come back, Eric will give you the team and individual totals as you're watching the Pepsi Championship game here from the Raleigh County Convention Center, and it's being streamed live here on Video Productions.
What's important to you when buying windows, siding, and doors?
Is it energy savings, cost, quality, warranty, or perhaps color options, low maintenance, service, or financing options?
Or all of the above. Window World offers it all.
We listen to your needs and go above and beyond your expectations. Schedule your free, no obligation, in-home estimate by calling Window World of Beckley today.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs. West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
If you're looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
As a former college football player, I realized that sports-related injuries can happen real fast. Hello, I'm Dr. Gross. If your child or grandchild is dealing with sports-related injuries, or maybe you're dealing with something that just won't go away, call me today and I can help you get back on the playing field. To better serve you, see us at one of our 3 locations in Beckley, Whipple, and Sophia at the numbers listed below. So take care of yourself.
Welcome back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. At the break, it's a 35-27 lead for Princeton over Greater Beckley, and the halftime numbers We're being brought to you by Giovanni's Pizza, 2 excellent locations to serve you, Glen Daniel and Leicester Square in Sophia. And if you're not Italian when you go in, he'll definitely be Italian Mamma Mia when you come out. And also being brought to you by the Red Roof Inn, located in Kanawha City. If you make a trip to the capital city, you need a fine place to stay, just go to redroof.com for your reservation. So, Eric, you have team and individual totals of the first half.
Okay, the Princeton Tigers shot 48% from the field in the first half. They were 16 of 33. They were not real good from downtown, only netting one of 8. Greater Beckley was 10 of 34 for 29% and 2 of 6 from three-point line for 33%. Leading the way for Princeton is Jonathan Wellman. Maris, he is 8 for 13, 0 for 2 from three-point range, which I think he should never shoot a three-point shot as good as he's playing down low. And Christopher Joyce has 9. For Greater Beckley, Caden Smallwood has 12, but not his typical shooting game. He's 3 of 7 from the field and has yet to make – he's 1 of 2 from three-point range. And Kendrick Wilson, the other guard, has 10 points on 4 of 8 shooting.
Another thing that could be important if this game gets closer, and I expect it will, be free throw shooting. Princeton only 2 of 7 at the line. Greater Beckley 6 of 8. But as you mentioned, Jonathan Wellman leading the way, played well. Of his 8 field goals, if you had a chart, I think they were all played within 6 to 8 feet of the basket. Yeah. And that's where he does damage. And like you said, he really doesn't need to be shooting the 3 because he can get his 3 with an and 1 as good as he is around the basket.
Yeah, he's definitely been a force down low. And he is, I think, right now playing as good as any big man in the game.
And, you know, as I mentioned in our first segment, the entire half was led by Princeton. So Greater Beckley 5-0. If they're going to remain undefeated, they're going to have to make some adjustments, and we'll see what they do. And we'll talk about that on the other half of the break as you're watching live streaming coverage of the Battle for the Armory being presented by Little General Stores. This is the Pepsi Division title streaming live here on Video Productions.
Name is Hank, and I'm coming clean. Everyone I know thinks I know something about plumbing. Oh, I look the part. I talk the talk. I have all the tools, snake, pipe wrenches, torches, but I can't fix anything. I can't even flush a toilet. What they don't know is I've been calling Motley's Plumbing and Heating. They're fully licensed and insured. I just simply call 304-253-HELP, and here they come down the road to fix the problem. It just feels so good to get rid of the guilt.
Hi, I'm Michaela, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is that first sip when you taste the peppermint chip pieces. It's like catching snowflakes on your tongue, and it just feels like the holiday season has begun.
Hey, my name is Chandler, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Peppermint Chip Milkshake is the little pieces of the peppermint that you get. It tastes like it's just the top of the line peppermint. For me, no milkshake is topping the Peppermint Chip Milkshake.
City National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment Champion Mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bank.
Welcome back to the Raleigh County Convention Center, Dave Barksdale Court. With Eric Thomas, I'm Maris Lowry, Andrew Boland producing and directing, and the cameraman, the heavy hitter, Mr. Nick Eskins, doing another wonderful job. Well, Eric, we get ready for the second half, and the first half in which Princeton led from the outset, and their biggest lead was 10. It's 8 now, 35-27, and we'll get into the Beckley Auto Mall keys to the second half. And the keys to the second half brought to you by Beckley Auto Mall. Go to Beckley Auto Mall and get the keys to the vehicle that will best fit your budget. So, Eric, what are your Beckley Auto Mall keys for the second half? First, for Princeton.
For Princeton, I think you have to keep feeding the big guy down low, Jonathan Wellman. Run some sets and try to get him to create havoc, because right now Padmore and a couple of the bigs for Greater Beckley are leaning in foul trouble, so I would definitely do that. And for Greater Beckley, they have to find a way for Caden Smallwood and Kendrick Wilson to really take over this game, the tempo. And I mean, not just shooting threes, they have to get to the rim and to the line.
And also have to set up other guys like their big guys with Kajot and or Padmore inside.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And find a way to try to get Jonathan Wellman into foul trouble.
Well, Wellman has played really well, as Princeton did, and that's why they've led coast to coast. But that's why they play 2 halves and 4 quarters, and I expect we're going to have a very tight game. And I think this game could be like the one we had earlier, coming all the way down to the stretch, and just maybe a play here or there could be decide the outcome.
Yeah, I expect that as well. These two teams are easily matched, and no way that Greater Beckley is going to give up. And I think Greater Beckley will have the possession to start the half.
Yep, so we're ready for the third quarter, and Greater Beckley will have the first possession of the third quarter. They'll be going to the basket to my left. So Greater Beckley, though, making a lineup change, though, is only in that last few seconds did Michael Judy play, a 6'4 junior. He's now been inserted to start the second half for Greater Beckley.
And I think that has a lot to do with the foul trouble of the bigs for Greater Beckley.
So here's Rose in the corner. Get the ball over to Wilson. Wilson puts it on the deck, gets to the left elbow, 15-footer, knocks it down. A good-looking shot. The 15-footer from the left elbow. Here comes Princeton, shaking and baking as Edwards. Man, is he quick. He's quicker than Gossip. And you know that's quick. A little fall away 15-footer. No good. Here's that run out as they throw the ball, catch it in stride, laid it up and in.
Yeah, tremendous pass.
Smallwood.
And, Greater Beckley's already cut it to 4.
Cut the lead in half on 2 possessions. Here's Joyce with it. Gets a ball screen. Joyce launches a 3 from the left side. That's going to be short, and there's an offensive rebound. It's going to be a foul on Greater Beckley. So nice job that time by Grant Cochran as he kind of one-handed that rebound. He'll draw the foul. And checking into the Princeton lineup now will be Jarrett Watson, 6'1 junior, as having a seat will now be Devon Edwards.
And as you stated, that was a good offensive rebound by Princeton. He was able to keep his body on the defender and secure the rebound.
So here's Princeton with it. They have yet to score here. We've gone 1 minute here into the second half. And here's Hancock with a nice drive, and it's blocked from behind.
And saved.
And here comes Greater Beckley. Carmichael with a nice swat. Back the other way, 3 ball from the head of the lane. That's a bad miss, and it's going to be right over here to us as that shot was put up by Wilson. And it didn't have much touch on it, did it? But Greater Beckley, fortunate, they'll keep the possession.
Did they? I thought they whistled a foul, but they didn't. I had it.
Yeah, the ball was coming right to us, and Eric was about ready to jump in front of me and save me. But, you know, Eric, the thing about it, I don't know if you're saving me, but if I'd have caught it, I'd have shot it back in. I would have never thrown it to the referee.
That's correct.
Here's a drive, a little scoop shot down the lane, and scores with Wilson. And Greater Beckley out of the locker room, Eric, to score the first 6 points of the half.
Yeah, 8-0 run, actually.
Yeah, going back into the first half.
Yes.
Here's a pass down low, trying to get the ball to Wilman, as we talked about in our Beckley Automall keys to the second half. Greater Beckley turns them over. Here's Smallwood with it. Chance to tie. 15-footer straight away. Got it. A 10-0 run going back into the first half, and they've scored the first 8 out of the locker room. And Princeton calls a timeout, a 30-second timeout, as Princeton has missed their last 5 field goal attempts. And a 10-0 run over the last 2-12 going back, as we mentioned, into the first half.
And Greater Beckley has done it with the 2 guys I talked about in the Beckley Automall keys. I think Wilson and Smallwood have scored all of the points for Greater Beckley to start the second half.
But Greater Beckley has never led in this game. Princeton has led from the very beginning. Princeton led 14-10 at the end of the quarter, 35-27 at the break. And just like that, here with, not even 2 minutes into the second half, Greater Beckley scoring 8 straight points here in the second half and another deuce going back into the first half and have a 10-0 run right now.
Yeah, and 4 points each for Wilson and Smallwood. And they're like the guards are taking over. Like I said, they needed to, but Princeton just right now needs to settle down and try to get something going to Wellman underneath the bucket.
So out of the timeout, Princeton will have it. Princeton has missed their last 5 field goal attempts. And Greater Beckley has tied the game. Like I said, Greater Beckley has never led in this game. And Greater Beckley will extend the pressure and go full court. Full court, man-to-man. The ball comes into Joyce. Christopher Joyce. And he'll be defended by Kendrick Wilson. So Princeton trying to set their offense and try to regain the lead. Hancock has it now. They want a high ball screen. Hancock puts it on the deck. Pull up, short shot, no good. It is short. Rose clears the rebound, and Greater Beckley with an opportunity, Eric, to get their first lead of the game. Rose, 13-footer left of the lane. Got the roll, and Greater Beckley on a 12-0 run. They have their first lead of the game.
Yeah, Rose does Mr. Everything quietly, gets rebounds, steals, and big bucket when they needed it right there.
Well, Princeton definitely needs a bucket, and Wellman's a guy they've been able to go to when they need a bucket. Here's a ball screen. Joyce with it. Now they get the ball over on the far side. Nice drive. Now they kick the ball over to Cochran. Cochran pulls his way into the lane, puts up the shot. It doesn't go, but Cochran will get to the line, and he'll shoot two.
Yeah, that was a much-needed foul right here as we watch on this instant replay as Greater Beckley sinks the shot.
And they're going
Rose to take the lead.
They're going to say that was on the drive, not in the act of shooting, so Princeton will have to inbound. Fleming checking into the lineup for Princeton. They get the ball to Wellman. Wellman, high shot off the glass, no good. Carmichael clears the rebound. They come back the other way. Pass into the right corner, Rose. Pull up, tough shot, as that was good defense that time by Cochran. But the ball comes back out to Smallwood into the lane, little floater, got it. Smallwood scores. A 14-0 run over the last 3:25, and Greater Beckley's extended the lead to 4. Here's a steal momentarily, and it's now back to Princeton and a reach-in foul by Rose.
Yeah, bailed out right there. And the pressure from this Greater Beckley defense is really wreaking havoc on the guards for the Princeton Tigers.
Yeah, Princeton has not scored, or do they have a field goal in the last 3:47, and Princeton has missed their last 7 field goal attempts.
I'm gonna ask you this, Mayor. There's something I've noticed that Devon Edwards, is he in foul trouble?
They just took him out of the game.
Took him out, and I think they really need him against this pressure.
Here's Joyce with it. He gets a high ball screen by Wellman. Give and go. Wellman into the lane, tacks the rim, finish with the left hand. That's a beautiful, well-executed pick and roll.
A much-needed bucket for the Princeton Tigers to go. They went to the well, man. Again.
There you go, and they needed to, and it wasn't dry as he was able to finish back on the other end.
Exactly.
It'll be a Princeton foul, and it'll be Caden Smallwood, the 6-foot senior, averaging 17 a game. He'll step up to the free throw line. Smallwood 1 point over his average in this one with 18.
He's really heated up this quarter.
Yeah, 5 of 6 at the free throw line, and he gets that one to go. So checking back into the Greater Beckley lineup will be Padmore. So Padmore gets set. Second free throw. I beg your pardon, not Padmore, but Smallwood. Smallwood makes them both. Lead back to 4 for Greater Beckley. So here comes Princeton breaking the pressure. No foul, a lot of contact. Short shot left of the lane is good. And as Washington able to score. And we got a whistle and a technical foul on the Princeton bench.
Wow, you didn't need that one.
Well, I don't know who said anything. It must have been a player as they were running back up this end. The referee ran right in front of the Princeton bench, and somebody said something, and it was the wrong something, and they got teed up for it.
Yeah, I don't know who it was on. If it's a player, they'll have to put the number up.
Well, Eric, I think what they'll do is it just goes
to the bench.
It's right to the bench, and it'll be a team foul, not a personal foul.
Okay.
But the team foul adds to when you're in the bonus as the free throws are both good by Smallwood, and they'll also be able to keep the possession. So out of the technical foul, possession goes to Greater Beckley.
And they'll have a chance to expand on this lead. And right now, it's a 16-4 quarter going for Greater Beckley.
Yeah, an 18-2 run by Greater Beckley over the last 4 minutes. Here's a shot missed right of the lane, and here's Wellman with it. Wellman races the ball up the floor. Wellman attacks the basket, puts up the short shot, and scores. Boy, he does everything for him.
He's just so strong. Nice little body control and able to get it up and in.
Yeah, I wonder if he drove the bus up here or if he cooked the popcorn here at the convention center. 3-ball in and out by Wilson, and Greater Beckley able to run down the rebound to get a second opportunity. Judy, wide open, 3-ball. Got it as he rattles it in. The big fella, Rains a three. You know, as a kind of shot, when I saw him shoot it, I'm like, I'm not sure you want the big husky fella, 6'4", shooting that three, and as the ball was in the air, like, well, that might have a chance, and he rattled it in.
He looked comfortable as he released it and got it down. A big shot to extend this lead for Greater Beckley.
And there's a common foul for Greater Beckley, so Princeton will inbound across the way, and here's Washington with it, crossing the timeline into the front court.
And Princeton needs to take advantage of these fouls. The fouls are mounting up again for Greater Beckley.
Here's Joyce with it. And as you mentioned, Eric, we have not seen Devon Edwards this entire half of the shot put up by Wellman. And really, we talked about a little too far out of his range. Put him under the basket. Running the floor and catching it and shooting and scoring is Padmore on a beautiful assist. Back the other way is Washington for Princeton. Over to Hurt. Back to Washington.
This is danger time here for Princeton right now.
But it's been a big third quarter for Greater Beckley. A 23-4 run over the last 5:16 for the Crusaders. Here's Cochran with it. They get the ball to Wellman. Over now to Washington. Now they get the ball to Cochran on a curl. Puts up the shot. It doesn't go, but he draws the foul. They'll get Judy for the foul, and Cochran will get to the line.
Yeah, a good little set right there for Princeton to try to get it down low and stop some bleeding here with some free throws.
Well, one thing about it, Greater Beckley has really heated up, Eric, in this third quarter from the floor.
And they've done it well. They've done it with their guards, of course, but the guards are getting everyone involved.
Cochran at the line for Princeton to shoot two. The first one is no good. So another one coming. Princeton has really struggled at the line here in this game, only 2 of 8.
Yeah, 2 of 8 is not going to get it done.
2 of 8 from the line and only 1 of 10 from downtown. Cochran ready to shoot the back end of the two-shot opportunity. Free throw on its way, good. So he gets 1 of 2. Trims the lead to 6. But consider as well as Greater Beckley played, it's just a 2-possession lead.
Yeah, and if you're Princeton, just settle in, try to get a couple stops.
Got to finish the quarter strong if you're Princeton over the next 2:40. Here's Robinson in the game now for Greater Beckley. They go inside, get the ball to Padmore, and it's definitely a foul over the back by Cochran.
Yeah, definitely a foul. I think Cochran he was trying to make that one count. I think they're getting locked up and hooked down low, so getting a little physical down low.
Smallwood will inbound underneath the basket. Running a little screen, little motion inside and get the ball to Robinson in the corner. Robinson will back it out, and they'll reset the offense with Wilson. Wilson shaking and baking. Gets to the lane, lost control of the ball, got it back, put up the short shot, no good. Offensive rebound, count if it goes. It goes for Sean Kudrow. The big 6'6 senior gets the hoop and the harm. And that's really doing work, Eric, and all that traffic for the big fella to get the rebound and the putback.
Yeah, he was able to corral the board and go up strong, a strong finish there. See if he can cap it off with the free throw.
And Kudrow going for the three-point play, cannot cap it off as Wellman gets the rebound. So Wellman has it, and he'll bring it up himself. Wellman now will get the ball to Hurt. Over to Joyce. Joyce back up 3 on its way. Got it. That one brought rain.
A much-needed three-point bucket to cut the lead to 5.
Well, that was a heck of a shot. A step back from the right corner. They want to get the ball down low. Good post position now for Padmore. Padmore has it. A nice cut by Robinson. And it looked like he just kind of lost control of the ball. And here's a nice drive to the basket. It doesn't go, but there's a foul as Padmore goes hard to the basket. And what do we got? Double technical fouls maybe?
Yeah, a lot of mouthing going on right now. The refs are trying to get control of this game, but that will go as a personal foul against both of them. So not the smartest thing to do right now.
Right, because what it'll do, it'll be the 3rd personal foul for Princeton's Grant Cochran. As you mentioned, Eric, the game's getting a little bit more physical, and I saw that really toward the end of the second quarter, the game getting more physical.
Yeah, and that will be only second on Padmore.
So the referees are figuring it out because there's an actual – the technicals will probably offset.
Yes.
So there won't be shots other than the 2-shot opportunity that Padmore will get as he made his move to the basket.
And that was the 3rd foul assessed to Padmore as well.
Right, and actually with the technical foul now for Princeton, it turns out to be the 4th foul on Cochran, so we got 2 fouls on 1 play. And here's the free throw by Padmore, and it's not any good, and he'll have another one coming. But, you know, Eric, 1:45 for the third, so you're looking at almost 10 minutes left in regulation. It's still anybody's game. You know, just a 5-point advantage for Greater Beckley. They trailed the entire first half, but they've had a big third quarter here, and that's got them this lead. Here's Padmore's second free throw. He's good. So he makes 1 of 2 and takes the lead to 6. Here's Fleming with it. Fleming going hard to the basket, puts up the shot, no good, and is Cajo with the rebound for Greater Beckley. Cajo going coast to coast, throws the ball back out to Smallwood. Robinson thought about the three, put it on the deck, tacks the rim, contact, no whistle, but what a great play that was by Robinson.
Good, strong move in the finish.
And I liked it, even though there was contact, the referees let him play through the contact, as we've stated many times. Here's Wellman with it. Down low, 6-footer in the lane, no good. Long rebound, Wellman's able to get his own miss. Fleming will dial up a three. It's not answered, and the rebound is to Smallwood. Maybe a danger zone for Princeton. Smallwood races down the floor, gets into the lane, and draws the foul and will get to the line.
Well, this game is getting it's not for the weak when you're going to the basket right here. As we watch this little general instant replay on the drive by Wilson as he absorbs the contact and finishes.
And, you know, with 58.7 seconds left here in the third, as the first free throw is good, the rest of the way, both teams are over the limit.
Yeah, and this is going to turn out to be close to a 30-point quarter for Greater Beckley. 58 seconds to go, and they're setting at 27 points for the quarter.
They were down 35-27 at the break, and largest lead of the game is here at 10, as both free throws were made by Smallwood. So this 10-point advantage, the largest lead of the game for Greater Beckley, as here's Princeton with it. Washington out high between the circles, shaking and baking. Down the lane, the ball's knocked free. It's loose on the floor. Here's Greater Beckley with a pass. Here goes in for the layup is Smallwood. He missed it, and it's tipped in by Wilson.
Credit Wilson with the bucket.
Wilson on the tip. Biggest lead of the game at 12. Wilson has a reach-in steal, and maybe not the play you want to reach in at midcourt because you're over the limit, and Princeton is really struggling from the floor, struggling to score, and now you put him at the line.
Now you put him at the free throw line, and this will be Christopher Joyce's second free throw attempt.
It's currently
third. It's 4th and 5th.
Currently a 7-0 run for Greater Beckley over the last minute and 10 seconds to have the biggest lead of the game right here at 12 points. And Joyce will be at the line to shoot the 1-and-1. Christopher Joyce set ready. Free throw on its way is good, so he'll get the bonus. And he'll try to cut this to a 10-point game. So Joyce set, ready. And he got them both. So let's see if it'll be last shot time for Greater Beckley here for the last 30 seconds of this third quarter. And looks like that's what they're going to do, Eric. And with a 10-point lead, shrink the game and go for the final shot of the quarter. Is there just running clock? Yo-yoing the ball out high with Miko Robinson. Robinson makes his move to the basket, down the lane, tacks the rim, and has his shot swatted, and it'll stay with Greater Beckley with 11.8 as Sherlock Padmore will check back into the lineup for Greater Beckley. So under their own basket, and also Judy will check back into the lineup for the Crusaders.
The refs are still, I know there's 14 fouls being called, but they're still letting them play. So you have to be real aggressive and real strong with the basketball if you're going to the hole.
And Aiden Ash will check in for the first time here this afternoon for this final 11.8. As Greater Beckley will inbound under their own basket. Looking to get the ball in. Down low, they get it to Rose. They go over to the corner. 8 seconds left. It's going to be a one-on-one. Smallwood attacks the basket, has the shot rejected with 1.7, and it'll stay with Greater Beckley. Smallwood trying to take his defender off the dribble and get to the rim.
Well, good help by the I think that was Jonathan Wellman maybe coming over with the blocker, Aiden Nash, but you have to help out on the guards.
Well, let me ask you this, Eric. Does this surprise you that with 1.7 that Greater Beckley would take a timeout here? Because even though it's a 10-point game and it is 1.7, is this last possession as important as you may need them coming down the stretch in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, me personally as a coach, if I coached, I wouldn't call that timeout. 1.7. I mean, what you're going to draw up is maybe a lob or something towards the rim, but you have a 10-point lead, and I don't think this possession would make that big a deal.
Well, right. I mean, like I said, I don't know how much. Like I said, it's the very worst you go into the fourth quarter with a 10-point lead after being down by 8 at halftime. So I'm thinking if the game gets tighter, you might need – and I'm not second-guessing the coach. I'm just bringing that up because, with 1.7, maybe if you had a little more time on the clock. But with 1.7, like I said, I was really surprised, at that timeout.
Well, let's see what Coach Arvon drew up here.
Yep. Probably a lob, as you mentioned. Smallwood will inbound, and that's what he's looking for, maybe to lob it in, and they can't get it in. They throw it out to Rose, and he'll launch a 3-ball, and it's no good, and that's how the third quarter will end. At the end of 3, it's a 10-point advantage for Greater Beckley, 57-47. We'll be back for the fourth quarter. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Battle for the Armory, the Pepsi Divisional title, here on Video Productions.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your bank serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Dad, what is a backflow prevention device?
Well, it's a device that's used to protect water supplies from contamination or pollution in homes or businesses.
Is that why you were talking to that man?
Well, he was a certified plumber from Modley's Plumbing and Heating. Modley's is fully licensed and insured in testing, installation, and service of backflow prevention devices. I just call 304-253-HELP, and they'll take care of it the right way.
I thought it was something for the car, so Mom wouldn't hit the house again when she was back.
We're headed to the fourth quarter, and boy, Eric, what a big quarter that third quarter was for Greater Beckley. A 30-point quarter from being down 8 to a 10-point lead, outscoring Princeton 30-12 in the third quarter.
Yeah, and they shot the ball really well. They were 11 of 19 from the field, and that's like 60%.
As Joyce misses a runner on the first possession of the fourth quarter for Princeton. So 10-point advantage. Here's a pass down low, and it's knocked away, trying to get the ball to Judy.
And if you're Princeton, you need to start the fourth the way that Greater Beckley started the third.
And a nice take, but he couldn't finish, was Fleming, and the ball will be out of bounds, and it'll stay with Princeton. But, Eric, one thing you touched on, and I agree, I'm surprised that we have not seen Devon Edwards at all here thus far in the second half.
Yeah, he did start the third quarter, but was immediately subbed for and has not been back in the game.
Here's a 3-ball, which comes up short for Christopher Joyce, but Princeton able to keep it alive, and a nice shot from the left elbow by Watson. So I thought that was important that Princeton get the first bucket of the fourth quarter, get the lead down to single digits.
Yeah, and exactly right. Now they need to turn up the defensive pressure without fouling.
And as soon as you say that, we got a foul. And the one thing, Eric, I'm sure obviously you and I don't want, and I'm sure our viewers, wherever you're watching from, don't want, is for the final 7:09, nothing but a free throw shooting contest because both teams are now over the limit.
Yeah, and both teams are over the limit, and this bogs the game down once you start foul, free throw, it messes the flow.
And the free throw is no good, so there's no back end for Padmore. But the one thing about it, and you stated, and I agree, this has been a very physical game. And there are a lot of fouls that haven't been called or just play on. I wouldn't say they were fouls, but it's been a physical game. And here's Wellman shooting a 3, and he rattles it in, the big fella.
Wellman rattles it home. That'll be his 23rd point of the game and his first 3.
They cut the lead in half, and here's a foul and a shot put up by Wilson, and that's an easy foul to call, and that'll be on Ash. But,
right
Princeton – excuse me, as we watch the Little General replay.
Wellman rattles it home. You don't want him shooting that, but that was a big and much-needed 3 for the Princeton Tigers. But go ahead.
Well, yeah, after being down by 10, able to cut into the lead and then back the other way is free throws. And like I said, the free throw's no good as Wilson. But when I was mentioning my point that with both teams over the limit, what if we had the last couple possessions? Free throws. That's not something that I don't think – I mean, it is what it is, and it can't be – there's nothing we can do about it, obviously, but it does kind of bog the game down when you have this many fouls called. And the fouls are rightfully so, as 1 of 2 is made. and it's back to a 6-point lead, a 2-possession game.
But honestly, though, the last 2 fouls have actually worked out for Princeton as they missed the front end of a 1-and-1, and then as Judy deflects that pass.
Turns it over back the other way. Now the next Princeton foul will be the double bonus the rest of the way. As here's Greater Beckley attacking the rim, and finishing off is Padmore. Back the other way, Princeton. Cochran, I think he got too far under, and he shot the ball and it hit up under the basket, but it's going to stay with Princeton.
Yeah, Princeton, they get the ball out of the net. You can't celebrate a made basket against them.
So here's Princeton inbounding the ball into their own hoop. They get the ball way out high to Chase Hancock. Comes off a screen. Now to Wellman. Wellman head of the lane, stops, 15-footer. It's no good. Long rebound. Cochran has it, puts up the shot off the glass and scores.
Yeah, Wellman, I think, after he made the threes, he's fallen in love with his jump shot.
Yeah, if you're Greater Beckley, you'd rather see Wellman shoot the jump shot. Speaking of jump shot, 15-footers knocked down by Wilson. But the guards of Greater Beckley, I think, has really been the difference of this game.
Yeah, definitely been.
Here's Joyce with it. Joyce with the pass to Hancock. He'll dial up a three from the right corner. It's short, and there's Smallwood clearing the rebound. Back the other way, Smallwood into the front court. Smallwood, 16-footer straight away. Back iron, no good. Battle for the rebound. Nice finish. The shot is blocked from behind by Padmore, and he'll get to the line. And right now, Greater Beckley, as we watch the instant replay.
Instant replay here is Wilson's kind of taking over this game, trying to. Him and Smallwood with a nice little 16-footer.
Yeah, Smallwood with 24 points in the ball game and Wilson with 20. So 44 of now Greater Beckley 63 points have come for their 2 starting guards.
Yeah, and we said they would be the key to the game, and Princeton would have to try to slow them down. And they've yet to be. They held them in check a little bit in the first half, but Greater Beckley has turned it around.
Padmore makes both of them to get the lead back to 10. And from this point on, over the next 5.5 minutes, it's double bonus as Princeton's already committed their 10th team foul. So here's Joyce with it. Princeton's got to try to make a run, trailing by 10. That's what it was at the end of the quarter. There's a shot by Joyce.
Joyce brought the rain as it's raining outside, and he brought the rain with that shot.
Here's Rose on the baseline. Rose tacks the rim, puts it up and in. And if you're Princeton, you're going to get back in the game, Eric, you got to do it on the defensive end.
Yeah, you can't trade baskets. 5 minutes ago, you need to get stops, scores, and stops.
Here's a ball screen. Get the ball over to, on the right side, over to Watson.
They have a mismatch right now. Well, he's coming out to set a pick, but Wellman has Smallwood on him.
Hancock is fouled by Rose, and that's free throw time. And you're Greater Beckley, you don't want to foul that far from the basket. Maybe if you get beat off the drive, because that's the 18th foul, it'll be free throw time for Princeton. And here is Edwards checking back into the game.
Yeah, Devon Edwards, this is his first action since the first minute of the third quarter.
So it'll be 1-and-1 time for Chase Hancock. And Hurt will check back into the lineup for Princeton as well. But Caden Smallwood and Kendrick Wilson have really been a very good 1-2 combination. Played very well. Smallwood, as I mentioned, with 24, Wilson with 20. And the free throw is good for Hancock. He'll get the bonus opportunity. So Hancock ready.
Chase Hancock, he has 2 points in the game.
And now he's got 3.
And that's where this game, he got into early foul trouble and is not been the same since.
Just kind of took him out of the game.
Yes.
So here's Greater Beckley with a 8-point lead going hard to the basket. Wilson right to the front of the rim and lay it up and in. But, boy, Eric, when Greater Beckley able to spread you out, they got guards that can slash and get right to the rim.
Yeah, they're hard to double team and hard to press. They have really good guards.
That three is not close by Hancock and really not a good shot.
Let's watch this instant replay off the dribble again with Wilson. He's been a human highlight right here. Just beats him off the dribble, gets to the rim. That's just easy too.
Yeah, just breaking down the defender. That's just good, schoolyard basketball, breaking the defender down and getting to the rim. They get the ball down on a post play, trying to get the ball to Smallwood, and Smallwood will be charged with an offensive foul. So, Edwards giving up quite a size. Edwards is only 5'6", and Edwards did a good job to be able to battle his way in the post and also take that charge.
Yeah, they were trying to take advantage of the height disadvantage of Edwards, and he did a good job of moving his feet.
But down 10 Princeton and now under 4 minutes for the game, Eric. I think Princeton's got to make their move, make their run right here. And they got one stop, and now can they get 2 or 3 stops and be able to score as well? Here's Hurt with it. Hurt has the ball poked away, and they turn it over. And here's Greater Beckley, the long pass. It's run down, and it'll be a turnover back the other way. So the ball will go back to Princeton.
Yeah, just back-to-back turnovers, and they don't look as they don't look as strong, that being Princeton, with the guard pressure early on as they did early on.
So Wellman checks back into the game. He got a little breather, and now, like I said, we're at the 3.5-minute mark. It's a 10-point game. Princeton's got to make their move. As here's Edwards with it. He gets a high ball screen. He's going to drive hard to the basket. He's going to leave it for Wellman inside. Wellman, tough shot over the big fella and scores off the glass. That was a tough shot by Wellman. And now they've cut it to single digits as we approach almost right to the 3-minute mark. They got to get stops. Greater Beckley want to spread them out. And their guards can get to the rim, and there's a foul and get to the line. That's why Greater Beckley is so hard to defend in the open floor.
Yeah, and with this lead, as we look here on the instant replay, as Wellman just does a good job. Padmore does a good job of going straight up, and like you said, better offense over the defense.
So getting to the free throw line will be Wilson. Greater Beckley, 15 of 22, now 16 of 23 at the line. And the first one is good. And on the next Greater Beckley foul, Princeton will be in the double bonus. So it's a full 3-possession game right here at the 3:05 mark here of the fourth quarter. Second free throw on its way is good. Got them both. And the lead back to 10. That's what it was at the end of 3. And they played even here through the first 5 minutes of this fourth quarter. Edwards racing up the floor, and you just don't want that if you're Greater Beckley, a reach-in foul like that, and have Princeton with a chance to score with the clock stop.
Yeah, that's just one of those where the trap, you got to just be a little more cerebral.
Yeah, basketball IQ, right. Yeah. You and I are on that. We talk about it all the time. I mean, him out there on the dribble, you reaching in. How's that going to – actually, you're probably not going to get the steal, and what happened, you commit the foul. As the free throw is no good, and Edwards will get another one. But both teams now in the double bonus. But I think if you're Princeton, you got to maybe trap, and then if you don't get a steal, you got to think about fouling.
Yeah, you definitely have to find a way with under 3 minutes to go to get back in this game.
So Edwards makes 1 of 2, and it's a 3 full possession game. As here's Greater Beckley with it. Greater Beckley's probably just going to spread the floor and do what they've been doing, have their guards break down the defense and get right into the lane.
Dribbling a little close to that timeline, the half-court line there.
And just what I said is what they do. Even though they missed the shot, and they get the offensive rebound, they'll come back and run clock. Spread your out, run the floor. Smallwood with it. Joyce on him. Smallwood able to go by Joyce, get into the lane, draw the foul, and it'll be free throws. So, this is very simple basketball right here. And if you come up to try to double team to take the ball out of the hands, you end up giving up maybe a layup or a dunk.
Yeah, well, the thing, you have to try to create, some turnovers. So they've dug themselves a hole, that being Princeton, and it's going to be tough to dig out of.
Greater Beckley as a team, 17 of 24 at the line. So here's free throw 25 and 26 coming by Smallwood. It's on its way, and it's good. Gets the lead back to double digits. For Princeton, they're only 8 of 15 at the line. But Princeton has really struggled also, Eric, from downtown, just 3 of 16.
Yeah, they have not shot the ball really well tonight.
Second free throw is good. Both of them are made, the lead to 11. As we got the final 2.5 minutes to go in this one. This is the PEPSI championship game of this battle for the Armory. Greater Beckley trying to remain undefeated. Here's a 3 ball by Hurd. It's no good. Offensive rebound. Hancock, he draws the contact, and Hancock will get to the line. So this will be we'll be halfway home after this game, and the remaining 2 games will be the 6 o'clock game will be Beckley and Cabell Midland, and the Burger King third place game, and then for the championship game, the Burger King title game will be Shady against Huntington St. Joe's, and that will tip at 8 o'clock tonight. So the free throw by Hancock is good.
Great action still left to come here.
So the lead has been trimmed to 10. And if Hancock can make this, trying to get it into single digits.
Yeah, Hancock, excuse me, Maris, that was big, him getting in foul trouble early. It really hurt the Princeton Tigers.
So, like I said, Eric, I don't think if you don't start trapping, I think you got to start fouling because you just don't want them to run clock and then get the foul or get the layup. And that's what Smallwood's able to do, run clock, go right down the lane, draw the foul, and get to the line.
Yeah, just too much size right there.
Too much size, too much quickness. And I'll tell you what, with Greater Beckley getting the lead against a lot of other teams, and I know there are a lot of other quality Class Single A teams, but as we stated before, and I watched Greater Beckley in their scrimmage against Bluefield, and then, of course, we saw Greater Beckley yesterday. This is going to be a tough out in Class Single A.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be a tough out. They have great guards, Maris, great bigs, and they shoot the ball well. I mean,
yeah, and even though they started off this game not shooting well, they have really recovered as the game progressed.
But we spoke on that. We were like, it wasn't going to last. They weren't going to shoot in the 20s for long.
So he makes one of two, does Smallwood, and back the other way. You don't want to foul for Greater Beckley. Wellman all his way to the basket, puts up the shot, no good. And it'll be Kajo coming out there with the rebound. And now same strategy will apply. Just break down the defense, get to the rim, as they did that time with the left hand with Smallwood to lay it up and in.
That's just easy right there.
So, you know, when you got good, quick guards, as Greater Beckley does, that really puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Three ball put up, no good. And the
nice
tip is good by Joyce. And Princeton will take a timeout as they've trimmed the lead to 10. And let's see if this will be – it'll be a full timeout, so we'll take it with them. You're watching live streaming coverage of exciting high school basketball here on Video Productions.
The earth beneath my feet is turning like a wheel and beating like a drum.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications or strings or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
At Pioneer Community Bank, your banking needs are our priority. Looking to buy a home, a vehicle, or just need a personal loan for that special project? Our loan professionals are here for you. We also offer all business banking products, which allows us to serve all your financial needs. Set up your online banking at pioneercommunitybank.com and download the mobile app for your convenience and ask about our personal and business products today. Pioneer Community Bank, investing in Southern West Virginia since 1931. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Out of the timeout with 1:31 left in the game and a 10-point lead. So let's see what Princeton will cook up. But, Eric, as we talked about, you've got to trap, try to get the ball out of the guard's hands, and then maybe commit the foul.
And it looks like they're going to extend the pressure to full court, Maris, and it's going to be either end in a layup or free throws for Greater Beckley with the guard play.
So next game will tip at 6 o'clock. It'll be Beckley and Cabell Midland. Beckley suffered their first loss of the season last night. A 1-point defeat to Huntington St. Joe's. And they get the ball in, and Princeton thought they had the steal. Here's a 3-on-1. Rose will finish with the layup right of the lane. So now if you're Greater Beckley, you just don't want to foul, and they get a steal. And here goes Greater Beckley in, trying to put up a dunk. He missed it. Trying to put up that dunk was Wilson. The ball is loose, and what do we got? We have a foul. And, you know, Eric, I think at that point, if you don't just lay it in, I think that running clock is more important than scoring with the lead that they have.
Yeah, right there. That was just Kendrick Wilson trying to polish it off with a little slam, but just get the easy two right there. And now you commit the foul, and Princeton's able to go to the other end and shoot free throws.
Yeah, and even if you even want to think about, instead of shooting, just pull the ball back out and just run clock. As Joyce will shoot 2, and the double bonus free throw is good. He'll get, obviously, the second one, the back end of the two-shot opportunity. And Joyce ready for his second free throw. Next game will tip at 6 o'clock, Beckley and Cabell Midland. It'll be the third-place game in the Burger King division. Lead's been trimmed to 10, and really it's been – and here's a steal by Princeton. And they can't turn it into a layup, and it's out of bounds, and they'll maintain possession.
Now, once they forced their first steal in a long time, unable to convert.
Greater Beckley's been, or rather Princeton here in this fourth quarter has been able to get as close as 8. Haven't been able to get any closer. And here's Wellman, misses a 2-foot shot.
Well, that's how this half, that sums up the half for the Princeton Tigers.
Joyce, a 3-ball in the right corner, got it from downtown. So this is the closest Princeton's been here in this fourth quarter, and we got a whistle and a timeout with 49.7 left. Princeton not going away as the lead has been trimmed to 7. And let's see, it is a full timeout. We'll take it with them as you're watching streaming coverage here of exciting high school basketball on Video Productions.
National Bank, where you can purchase or refinance your home with the no down payment champion mortgage. No down payment, no private mortgage insurance, no kidding. Visit your local branch to get started today. City National Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. To learn more, log on to mortgage.bankatcity.com.
Motley's Plumbing and Heating of Beckley, West Virginia is now hiring journeyman or master plumbers. You must have a West Virginia plumbing license and a valid driver's license. All interested parties may apply at Motley's Plumbing and Heating at 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Or interested applicants can call 304-253-HELP. Once again, you may apply in person at Motley's Plumbing and Heating, 101 First Street, Beckley, West Virginia. Motley's Plumbing and Heating is an equal opportunity employer.
Unlock the money already in your home at City National Bank. Consolidate loans or fund your next big project with a home equity line of credit with a great low intro rate. Visit your local branch to get started. City National Bank, member FDIC, an equal housing lender. Learn more at homeequity.bankatcity.com.
And out of the timeout, it'll be Greater Beckley's ball as Princeton with that last 3 has cut it to 7 with 49.7 left here in regulation. And got to go for this quick steal. If you don't get the steal, you got to commit the foul. Smallwood will trigger the ball in play. He can't get it in. He does it the last moment, and the immediate foul. And I think the offended party was Robinson. And he'll get an opportunity, Miko Robinson, to shoot 2.
Yeah, they drew it up. It was pretty close to a 5-second call there. But they were able to get it in and get to the free throw line.
So these obviously are very important free throws. Greater Beckley played so well, and they want to be able to finish the game. And you got to hit your free throws coming down the stretch, and Robinson hits that one.
And Robinson nets his first points of the game.
So with that free throw made, that makes it a 3-possession game with 48.7 left in it. Robinson now will shoot the back end of the 2-shot opportunity. Free throw on its way is no good. He makes 1 of 2. Wellman clears the rebound, and he throws it away. And here's Greater Beckley, and there's a foul, a hard foul, but I don't think it was any malice by it, as Joyce had Smallwood right there around the neck.
Yeah, that's kind of a horse collar there.
So it'll be Smallwood getting to the line, and he's had a sensational game. He has scored 29 points. He's the game's leading scorer. He's had 29. Wellman for Princeton with 25. The free throw's good. So there's Smallwood's 30th point, and Wilson with 24. So they've got 64 of the team's 79 points from their guards.
And that's one heck of a backcourt right there.
Second free throw, no good. He gets 1 of 2. And it's a 9-point lead, a full 3-possession game. Fleming with it. The final 30 seconds of this one. Joyce will launch a deep 3. Got it.
Made it rain. What a good-looking shot.
So we make it a 2-possession game by knocking down that deep 3. We still have 30 seconds left in the game. And this will be a full timeout. We'll take it with them. You're watching live streaming coverage here on Video Productions.
General Stores has served our hometowns for decades, providing those essential needs for the road of life. The LG family goes above and beyond to ensure that your experience is an easy one. That's why they offer the LG Rewards Card, a way to earn points for free drinks, coffee, and even discounts on fuel. Rest assured, you'll leave knowing they have your needs covered. And by the way,
tell them Hug sent you.
That's right. Little General Stores, your road's neighbor.
Your first set of wheels didn't come with complications, or strings, or hassles. It can be that way again. Tire Pros. Hassle-free, guaranteed.
With that last three by Christopher Joyce, Eric, he's now become Princeton's leading scorer. He's got 26, Wellman 25. So two guys have accounted for 51 points of Princeton's 73.
Yeah, but the difference is the balance in other scoring.
Thought we had a turnover, and they do get the turnover. So with 28.4, we're not done yet.
And right now, if you can get a quick three, you don't need a three. Just get a quick bucket.
And Padmore will check into the game. Joe will come out.
Trying to get a rim protector here.
So here's Hurt to inbound for Princeton, right there in front of their bench. And Joyce has had the hot hand. And what you didn't want to do, Greater Beckley, is foul him and get him to the line with the clock stop.
Now he's got a chance, and then they can get their defense set up with two makes.
So Greater Beckley, as good as they've played right now, Eric, are having a hard time of putting Princeton away here and coming down the stretch.
To use a football terminology, they're fumbling it down the stretch here.
So Joyce, who's had an outstanding game, he makes the first of two, and that gives him 27 points on the game. And the lead has been trimmed to 5. So Joyce now will shoot the back end of this two-shot opportunity. And then Princeton will, as he leaves that one short, they got a foul, and they do. And they foul the big fella, so we'll walk the length of the floor, and Cajo will come down and shoot two.
And he just fouled out.
Yep, and, Joyce missed that, and if you got to commit that foul, but you got to know that Joyce is your hot hand with 4. Somebody else has got to make that foul.
Has to know the foul.
Sure. And, Eric, I think you'll agree with me, and, as good a player as you were, and I feel you could obviously play in any era, but I think overall players might be more talented now, and the reason I say that, because they had a more they've been playing longer with better opportunities, but I think the basketball IQ and savvy were probably in your era, definitely maybe in my era.
Yeah, I totally agree with that, and that's why I always look at the teams who make the smart play, not always the spectacular play, but the smart play. They're usually the teams that win.
And Coach Bolin, and he'll be on with me for the final two games, he always says that dumb plays will hurt you more than smart plays will help you win, and I totally agree with that.
I agree with that 100%.
So 1 of 2 is made to make it a full two-possession game and make it 80-74, still with 24.7 left. Princeton could, let's see if they'll run it up and get a quick three. If you're Greater Beckley, you don't want to foul, as here's Washington getting the ball up. And here is a Wellman taking it right to the basket. He missed the shot. Long rebound comes out. Princeton keeps it alive. And it's going to be taken by Greater Beckley and a foul. And getting to the line will be Caden Smallwood. And it seems like that, that's a place where Greater Beckley has lived, as they have shot 34 foul shots in this game, Eric. And here's free throw 35 and 36.
Yeah, this has been amazing. And this quarter has drug on. It's been a lot of free throws in this quarter.
Here's the thing. You look at this. Princeton, or Greater Beckley, has made 23 free throws to Princeton's 13. They've outscored them by 10 at the free throw line. And we've had 56 free throws. There'll be 57 and 58 free throws taken between the two teams, as this one is good.
It's definitely been a free throw fest. But it also, Maris, it started out physical in this second half, and the fouls added up. I think both teams were in the bonus by the end of the third quarter.
So 1 of 2 is made as we play the final 10 seconds. Greater Beckley shouldn't do anything and shouldn't foul, just let them shoot. And Greater Beckley's going to remain undefeated as Hurt dials up a 3, doesn't get it to go. And that's the ball game. Your final score, Greater Beckley has defeated Princeton 81-74, and Greater Beckley remains undefeated as they will stretch their record out to 6-0. Princeton will fall to 4-2. We'll take a break, come back, recap. You're watching live streaming coverage of the Battle for the Armory, the Pepsi Division Championship game being presented by Little General Stores here on Video Productions.
Looking to sell your vehicle, Auto Buyers of West Virginia is your solution. We buy all cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs and have a simple and safe way to sell your vehicle. We'll give you a free appraisal on your vehicle and make you an offer to buy it on the spot. Whether you're still making payments or have a clear title, we'll turn your car into cash today at Auto Buyers of West Virginia. So come see us at Cranberry Creek Shopping Center, off Eisenhower Drive in Beckley. Auto Buyers of West Virginia, the simple, safe, and secure way to sell your vehicle.
Massey Power Sports is your one-stop off-road and tractor destination. We have an awesome selection of side-by-sides, ATVs, dirt bikes, tractors, and kid machines. Our machines come loaded with features the other brands don't have and will save you thousands of dollars versus the competition. Massey Power Sports offers the best prices, the best service, and the best warranties. Our locations in Beckley and Cross Lanes are here to serve you. Online at MasseyPowersports.com. Massey Power Sports. We power your work and your
running too.
Welcome back to the Raleigh County Convention Center. Dave Barksdale Court. Quickly to wrap, to give you the breakdown, it was 14-10 at the end of the quarter in favor of Princeton and 35-27 at the break as Greater Beckley trailed the entire first half, but they really turned it on with a big 30-point third quarter to take a 10-point lead after 3. They win the game 81-74. We'll take our final break. We'll come back, and then Eric will wrap it up quickly with our team and individual totals. You're watching live streaming coverage of this Pepsi title game here in the Battle for the Armory, streaming live here on Video Productions.
Beckley Auto Mall, West Virginia's largest GMC Buick dealer, is a proud sponsor of West Virginia high school athletics and our area student athletes. Beckley Auto Mall, with 3 locations for your convenience: 3934 Robert C. Byrd Drive in Beckley, 199 Rogers Street, Princeton, and 368 Seneca Trail in Fairleigh. Plus, you can shop 24/7 at BeckleyAutomall.com. Beckley Auto Mall and West Virginia student athletes, a winning combination. GMC, we are professional grade.
You have a goal. You know what you want. Start with us, New River Community and Technical College, your community college. Take classes online or in a classroom in Beaver, Lewisburg, Summersville, or Princeton, or step outside the classroom in one of our technical or health programs. Find flexible and affordable options to help you reach your goal. It's closer than you think when you start with us, New River Community and Technical College. Apply today.
Final numbers of this game is brought to you by Giovanni's Pizza and also by Red Roof Inn located in Kanawha City. And it's an 81-74 victory for Greater Beckley. And, Eric, you have some of the numbers.
Yeah, leading the way for Greater Beckley, Caden Smallwood with 31 and Kendrick Wilson with 24. And they both turned it on. So you got 55 points of the 81 out of the backcourt. And they both turned it on in the second half. Leading the way for Princeton was Christopher Joyce with 27 and Jonathan Wellman with 25. So all 4 of those players really left it out on the court tonight.
So we'll wrap this one up quickly to get to the next game. This game kind of drug on, but Greater Beckley remains undefeated. They go 6-0, and Princeton will fall to 4-2. Once again, the final score, 81-74. We appreciate your attendance here on Video Productions, and we'll be ready to go live at 5:45 for the 6 o'clock game as Bob Bolin will join me for the Beckley-Cabell Midland game. So once again, the final score, 81-74 for our entire crew here at Video Productions. Good evening, everybody.